Can you tell us about the book you wrote, Chains?
Well, Chains is about a young black slave who ends up getting sold with her sister to an abusive masters. The young black slave then meets her first friend, who is a rebel and also a Negro. The rebel friend tells her to spy on her masters, who are loyalists, but she declines the offer, for now at least. She ends up finding out some good information from her master and ends up telling him, thinking that if she told her this, that she would get her freedom, but she is given nothing. Soon her master gets arrested, and then she is given the care from her mistress, who ends up selling her sister. And if you want to find out some more, you should read the book.
You're right, but could you tell us a bit more? Maybe like the message of the story?
I believe that the message of the story should not have the same meaning to every person, but it should be led to the reader to interpret it.
I'd have to say freedom, hope, and being able to move along even after the worst has happened to you.
Nice. And if I may ask, what was your favorite part of the story?
Personally, I love the part whenever Isabel would go to the prison and would risk getting captured every day, pretty much.
Ah, yes. One of the most interesting parts to write, not knowing what will happen and just going along with the book.
Thank you for your time. And
it is my most welcome. This interview has been most exquisite. Thank you very much.
The book was pretty interesting. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It seemed to have words that were pretty advanced. I believe my vocabulary is pretty advanced and I didn't understand most of it. So it was a decent book, especially since I read it in a day, like in 4 hours. And the thing that I wouldn't like about the book, that I really didn't like about it, is the consistency of like how much I paid attention. Like in the beginning, it really it caught my attention, and then in the middle, normally where the conflict, where the climax is coming to, it didn't come to me. It was more at the end. I love the ending more. It was the ending was the part that kind of just made me enjoy the book rather than just skim through all the pages. And I actually wanted to now read book 2 of this. Overall, it was a pretty good book. I would suggest that people read this, but depending on your grade level, I wouldn't suggest for 6th graders to read this, because I'd have thrown the book away if I was a 6th grader. But if you're in 8th grade, or even 7th grade, it's a pretty good book. And it just makes you realize how family was back then, and how not many people cared that much for slaves, that they just thought they were worthless. So it was a pretty real book. I enjoyed it, and